Playing and practicing the handpan can feel really tricky sometimes until you do these 3 things to smoothen out your practice. A couple of these things are a bit boring, that's just the way that it is, but once you've got them, it just skyrockets everything, so it's totally worth it, I promise. Diving into number 1 then, dynamic control, for 2 reasons. The first is that when you've got good control of your dynamics, quick movement, while still having complete control over the volume of the sound that you're making, once you've practiced that, then you've got really good control over each individual finger, your hands, and that's just going to kind of take away one hurdle when you're learning new things. When you're learning how to play the handpan, you're learning not just patterns and grooves, but also how to do stuff with your hands in ways that you've never done before. So if you just practice your scales, but not just scales, dynamic scales, then you're really, really, really practicing how to actually control all of these muscles. You're also strengthening all of these muscles. You're also getting your right and left coordination up to scratch, practicing your dexterity. Once you get that all out of the way, then learning patterns and grooves will suddenly just feel really easy because you're not trying to do 2 things at the same time. You're not trying to learn 2 things at the same time. So the practice that I recommend for that is what I just demonstrated. Choosing a finger, going through all 5. So I'm going to start with my thumb, starting at the bottom, and then at a tempo that feels comfortable, trying to play as quietly as possible. And if you think you're playing appropriately quietly, you're not playing quietly enough. So then, do it even quieter. And you'll be surprised at how much more difficult it is to play quietly than it is to play loud. Once you've done that with your dominant hand, you do it with your non-dominant hand. Once you've done the thumb, you move all the way through each finger, all the way to your pinky finger, even though you might not use your pinky in normal playing. Feel how much less control I have here? I need to practice that more. Once you've got it at a steady tempo, then you can start to speed it up. And you'll find that the more you speed up, the more you want to crash down and play loud, right? But the trick is to try and catch yourself and get that tempo while still getting that very gentle dynamic without getting the tension and the stiffness in the rest of your body. A big part of having good dynamic control is also tuning into your body and feeling into kind of go up the scale and choose a body part, this shoulder, then go up the scale and choose the other shoulder, then go up the scale and choose this wrist, that wrist. Hone in on different body parts that for you are the ones that are the most likely to get tense and to stress under that pressure of getting that control. Take your time with it and really tune into all of those parts and breathe into that and learn how to relax into what you're playing. Don't start really fast straight away. Start slow so you can get the muscle memory and then build it up. The second reason having good dynamic control skyrockets everything is that not only are you increasing the ease of practice, as we just discussed, but also you're making everything that you play just sound a little bit more pro. Doesn't matter what you learn, if you've got no dynamic control, but you have got chops, everything's just at the same volume, it doesn't sound half as impressive as when you play with those dynamics. So if I play a simple groove for you now, all at the same volume, it's cool, it's fast, it's fun. But if I do the same thing but with those dynamic ranges, feel how much more pro it feels. Right? Just by kind of bringing that volume down a little bit, suddenly you're pulling the listener in, and then you're bringing it up and down and out. There's so much more movement in there, so much more control in there. You feel more comfortable as a listener. You think, this person knows what they're doing. So tip 1, master your dynamic control because A, that will make your practice easier, and B, it will make what you learn look more impressive. Tip 2 is to get a good, proper, consistent practice schedule. I do have a downloadable template. I'll put it in the description and the pinned comment below. It's a little 7-day challenge if that's something that you're interested in. And what you can do is you can write down what drill you're working on. Maybe it's, playing up and down the scale at a greater speed, keeping the volume low. You give that a name, you write it down here. You write down what your starting beats per minute is. So get a metronome going. I said it was boring, but it's so worth it. Write down, I'm going to start at 65 beats per minute. And then after the 10-minute practice, say this one is for a 10-minute practice challenge, 10 minutes practicing, 10 minutes adding it into context, and then 10 minutes of free play. So after your free play, what does your ending beats per minute look like? Maybe it's you go up 10 beats per minute, you go up to 75, let's say. And then you can write down some notes about how that felt. How did the integration feel? How did the free play feel? You've got 7 of these for a week-long practice. If you're interested in something like this, a bit more of a specific schedule, you can sign up for free in the pinned comment below. I'll send you an email on how it works, and I'll send you a PDF of this. You can print it off or do it on your computer, have a steady, proper schedule. If you can't hold yourself accountable with something like this, then I recommend community. Find a jam buddy, someone to play with, someone that you can hold yourself accountable with. If you don't have a jam buddy, maybe you have a friend who's learning something else, and you can kind of check in on each other's progress on what you're both learning. If you don't have someone nearby who's also learning something, then you can also join community online. I have the Handpan Connect community you can join super cheap on Patreon. More links in the description. It's a great way of just kind of keeping yourself accountable, being inspired, and continuing the practice. But yeah, I do really recommend a specific practice routine and a specific drill to come back to time and again. This 7-day challenge is all about learning the same drill every single day, but putting it into different contexts as you practice, so that you're finding ways to be creative with it. Being creative with your exercise and playing it past the point of boredom is how you actually make progress. If you only play it up to the point that you get good, then your body has remembered all of the times you did it badly and then the one time you did it well. You haven't learned anything that way. You have to do it badly, well, and then keep doing it well for it to really set in. That's why these practices are really good. So I do highly recommend. And if you don't want to give me your email, just take a screenshot of this and do it yourself. All right, the third and final one is to practice anything coordination related. So for me, my favourite coordination exercise is learning how to play 2 things at once. So I might start with a groove on one hand, like this, and then a scale with the other hand. And then of course, anything that you do one way around, you have to swap. By doing this, you can practice your dynamics while you're doing that. You can integrate all of these ideas, stick it on your 7-day challenge, practice your dynamics and your independence at the same time. But by practicing this, again, you're getting that dexterity in both of these hands, you're practicing the muscle memory, you're just getting your body prepared so that when you start to learn new patterns and ideas, you'll just be able to do it without having to overcome the hurdle of learning how to move in the first place. All of these kind of dexterity and dynamic exercises are so helpful. They are a little bit boring, but they lay the foundation so that you then can just, choose a flow or a practice here on YouTube and just be able to do it just like that. It makes everything so much easier. This is just one example of a dexterity coordination exercise. If you want to dive into another one and actually go a little bit deeper and practice along with me, check out this video next. This is a really good place to start. Learn the exercise, get your metronome going, write down how fast you're able to do it now, and then add it to your 7-day practice. Set aside 10 minutes every day, write down how fast you can do it by the end, write down your own notes and comments, journal your way through your practice so that you can see your progress, because sometimes we think we're not progressing when we really are. I promise, every practice session you are a little bit better, even if it doesn't feel like it. Enjoy, I'll see you over there, And happy practicing.